Hello YouTube and welcome back to Small Block Saloon. Today we're going to continue work on our, you know what, this is like the 25th video. Y'all know what we're working on. We're working on that pile of junk right there. Alright YouTube, so last video ended on a high note. We're going to try to keep riding that wave of momentum. And what I've already done off camera, I've drug some wires through the firewall up here. And we're just going to look at some real basic, real basic wiring. We're going to have a switch for the ignition, a switch for starter, and sorry I drew a blank there, and then a main cutoff. And I think that's all we're going to have up here for right now. Our main running in. Our main running in will jump off for headlights and everything else. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I got this generic switch panel off Scamazon. And just kind of tough to open this bag one-handed. Alright, so here we go. I got this bag parts here. It's got some really chintzy wiring. The main thing I wanted was this engine start button right here. That looks like it's made pretty decent. It's got like Phillips screws on the terminal, so no instructions that I see, so that's fun. We've had to figure that out. It's got a few other switches here. Looks like it's got a relay or something with it. Yeah, probably won't use that, you know. Like living right on the edge, just, you know, wire straight into the battery, you know. She'll let you know. She'll let you know if there's a grounding issue or something's touching. And it's got one of those nice Fast and Furious super safety flip on up and down, you know, cool kid rocker covers. I don't know if we'll put that on or not, but let's get in the car. Alright guys, so hopefully you can see the plan is to mount this thing kind of up in here like this. I've already pulled these wires through, and then that way it's close to wired for the CB and everything. I might have to make a bracket to for this to actually bolt up in here to sit kind of out like I want it. So let's do that, and I'll cut you back on. Well, alright YouTube, so we got a little bezel mounted. We mounted it just the way it was intended to be mounted, you know, with God's gift to fabrication, the self-tapping screw. So she's just got a self-tapper on each side. I cut that other end off by accident, but that's going to be fine. It's up there pretty rigid. So let's get to wiring some switches. Alright guys, update time. I didn't film me actually wiring everything because I figured that was boring, but got the kill switch on. This switch will do ignition and power to this panel. The red button is starter, which I ain't got a battery in it right now. The first switch here is for the other switch panel down below, and then this one's for the CB. Cut it off. See the light come on. And then the last switch is siren. again, this switch will do a lower panel down here that actually cuts on my right now my stereo, and the other ones are not wired, but they'll end up being like probably interior lights, headlights, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we're good for now. We should be able to crank it without hot wiring it. So moving on. Alright guys, so one of the last things we need to really do before we can fire this thing up and go tearing off on it and feeding her the beans is we got to have some kind of fuel system. And I got some boat tanks and stuff, and if it comes to that, I'll do that. But I really kind of wanted a permanent / semi-permanent tank that fit the car. So here's what I got that I think I'm going to do. I got this old tank right here. It's an old refrigerant tank. And it's I'm guessing it's, I don't know, 2.5, 3 gallons. It's between 2 and 3 gallons. It probably says on here somewhere what it is, but anyway, it's gonna be what it's gonna be because we got it and the price is right. So it's got these bungs on the top of it and stuff. I think what I'm gonna do is flip it upside down, put a fitting in that put a fitting down there just straight out for a gas hose, and then I got a piece of pipe here. We'll cut that. I already got the center marked. Drill a hole saw it, and then I got this little I thought it was steel, but I looked back and I actually ordered aluminum. I don't know why. I was going to originally just weld this onto it, but I think I might use that piece of pipe now. And I got a little piece of fuel filler neck. It's a little big, but I think it'll be all right once we clamp it on. And I might do some cosmetic painting to the tank to make it look more fitting, but I'm going to leave this distressed chip look, you know, probably actually make it look even nastier. So, yeah, that's what we're getting ready to get into. Alright guys, so I got the tank chucked up in a vise here, and literally this is I'm gonna put a 12 volt, you know, just a cheap little click clack 12 volt pump under the car, but this is gonna be high enough that we can gravity feed the line straight down to the bottom. So all I got is a couple of fittings here, and I'm going to pipe dope them up to seal them up. So hopefully we don't have no fuel leaks, because that's bad. And this one's just a plug. It'll go in there. And this one in the middle, this is the lowest point. I'm just going to thread them two in there like that and put that in the middle, which this will be the bottom. You know, it's flipped upside down. And then we'll probably just drill a hole and drop the line straight down under the car. I'll probably put a fuel filter under the car before the pump, and put another one up under the hood. But yeah, that's pretty basic and simple. And gravity works every time. Every time. I'll never be in a situation where it doesn't. Some people, I guess, might, but not me. That's way too much, so that's good. We use the round off 3000 here to make sure we got the right size, because the size is square. And tighten it down. It's good to have a second port, because if I ever was to use a return style fuel pump later on, I can use that for the return or whatever. This bushing, they didn't have one in brass. I would have rather had brass, but the tank's metal, so you know, whatever. If the tank was aluminum, I would have definitely wanted a aluminum or brass fitting, but it's steel, so it should be fine. Alright guys, so I got it put together, and I thought that, you know, it looks fine. It looks a little cobbled, wastelandy. I'm gonna dirty it up, so I'm probably repaint it later on, but I just didn't like how clean this cap looked, so I found this spinner I had, and I think what I'm gonna do is actually bolt that to this, and that'll give it it'll do a couple of things. One, it'll give me a nice handle to unscrew it, which is cool. Two, this cap's not vented, so I can drill a little hole. I'm gonna drill a hole to bolt it, but I can drill another hole for a vent, just a small hole. And also, this is old rubber. I'm not sure how good it's gonna seal. It's not exactly the right size. So this will kind of act like a rain shield a little bit, just keep water from running right down in my gas tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that next. And that's what it's gonna look like on the car. I think that'll be all right. I can't take credit for this spinner idea right here. I actually saw it on a truck that Derek from Vice Grip Garage had. It was a Ford he bought from the guys down in Texas. They had like an air tank with just a welded in piece of pipe, and they had done this type spinner. Well, not this type, but a wheel spinner for the on top of the cap. And so it was always in the back of my mind. And there we go. Thanks. Alright YouTube, so I went ahead and made a strap. I just took some angle and bent it, cut it to hold this tank, and I'm going to weld this down to the step plate I got in here. And I drilled a hole straight through for the hose to drop out, and then I think I'm going to just, after this is welded in, I'm going to drill a through bolt and bolt this tank on two sides, probably here and there, and that's gonna be it. It ain't coming out of there, man. So let me get to that next. Okay, YouTube, so we're under the car. This is that line I had coming from the tank, and we're going to drop one of these little micro guard filters in here, and we got an arrow pointing that way. Actually, I think this is the 5/16 filter. It'll be alright. It'll be alright, man. No, I think maybe I have one that's 3/8. It'll be alright. The hell with it. It'll be alright. Alright, so that goes there. And then I got the absolute cheapest Scamazon fuel pump I could find. $9. And we're going to just bolt it to our frame rail like this. And then we'll wire it up and run a line to the carb, and that'll be it. I had to get a clamp right here on this side, but that's no big deal. I like running a filter before. I'll put another filter before the carburetor, but this filter has saved this pump. Like I said, they're cheap pumps. I'm going to go ahead and order another one just so I don't get out there and this one die on me. But a lot of pump failures are just due to debris and rust and bad stuff in the tank. So I like to put a pre-filter, especially on a gravity fed application, because this is going to always have fuel. You know. I'll go get a clamp for right there. But that's pretty much it. We'll get it wired in a little while and continue on running our line. There's still a stock line under here, but I'm not going to use it. I'm gonna run my own line just so I know it's clean. I'll cut you back on in a minute. Alright, YouTube, so I got some of this aluminum tubing, and I'm just going to take the factory fuel line out and replace it with this. It's 3/8. It should be about the same size. And then I got a couple of these stainless steel hangers. If any of the factory clips break or rusted out or whatever, I'll just use these with a self-tapper. But yeah, I'm going to run this stuff from front to back, and we're getting close to having a fuel system. When I'm doing this, YouTube, I try to kind of get in the middle of the car, and I'll start the coil going that way loosely and use the frame rail to hold it straight and just uncoil it. What's going to happen sooner or later, I'm going to get to a point where I can't get this coil back, and what I'll have to do then is kind of bend it down and fit it loosely, and then go over a cross member or rear axle or whatever, then come back and hang everything. Retain those factory clips, and that's basically just switching out the line, getting that old rusty line out for this nice new aluminum line, and we won't have to worry about trash being all in the carburetor or fuel pumps or whatever. Long bolt, man. Alright, there you go. I got it ran. It's tight under here, but I got it ran all the way down to where it goes over the axle. Ran all the way down to where it goes over the axle, so we're gonna really relocate to that side and connect it to the pump. Alright, YouTube, so there it is. We got everything connected, wired up. I'll probably end up putting some loom on those wires just because I don't like them being, you know, bundled up like that. But got my filter here. We got a filter under the hood. We got a wire ran all the way to the inside to a switch. Put an inline fuse on that. So we are getting we're getting dangerously close to driving this thing. I know I've said it. I feel like I've said it for 25 episodes, but we're checking off the boxes of stuff we have to do to be able to make this thing move. So let me see what else I can figure out I need to do. I think this is it, which is scary. I know we got to clean it out, but get it back down on the ground and let her rip. See what happens. Alright guys, so I got it back down on all four wheels, and I think we're about good, like ready to go take it for a drive. Unfortunately, the weather's not really cooperating. You probably hear the rain on my tin roof. It's flooding. It's like hurricane rain out there today, so it's gonna probably have to be next video. Sorry. Hopefully you guys took away from something that you like out of this one. I'm trying to do more actual work and film it and document better. I know there's been some comments that they like under the car work from the last video, so tell me, and I'll try to do what you want. I mean, you know, I kind of enjoy doing this, but I also enjoy when I know people are watching. So, and my viewership numbers have been down the last couple videos, which I don't know, maybe bad videos are finally catching up with me. But if you like it, hit subscribe, hit like, hit the bell, and tell a friend. If you got a guy or girl or whatever, I don't care, some friend that's into this kind of stuff, share it with them. Tell them to like the channel and follow along. So anyway, I want to say thanks. Couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if nobody was out here watching. So we're gonna wrap this one up. Catch you in the next one. Peace.